Hey guys, Eli here, and on today's video I want to talk about how my wife and I became financially independent in just 4 short years. Now, this is not something that everybody can just do quick. It's not something that happened easy. It's something that took a lot of hard work. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about, and we're starting now. If you guys love to talk about personal finance and mindset and you guys want to help support the channel, be sure to subscribe to the Urban Lifestyle channel, hit that thumbs up, comment some of your thoughts down in the comments below, and make sure you guys check out some of the free resources down in the description below. And just for hitting that thumbs up to show you my appreciation, here's a video of me jumping on a trampoline. Now, for a little bit of backstory on how everything got started, about 5 years ago, me and my wife, we met up. Of course, back at that time, we was boyfriend and girlfriend. I myself, around that time, I was hanging out with a lot of millionaires, have mentors. I was reading a lot. That's a message. I was putting a lot of good stuff in my brain so I can produce a lot of good stuff out and project it onto my life. Well, I've done my research and I highly doubt that's how the human brain works. I always wanted to have a family. I wanted to start a family. I felt like I was around 28 at the time, and I was like, hey, you know what? I want to start a family, but I don't want to just start a family and struggle, live paycheck to paycheck. I want to be able to, control money, not having to go work for money. I want to be able to make money independently. So around that time, I was working for a shuttle service. My wife was working at McDonald's. My girlfriend at the time was working at McDonald's, which happened to be my wife today.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Don't think we didn't see that, buddy. Your wife came in and corrected you. Matter of fact, let's rewind and watch that.
Boy, what you talking about? I'm your wife. You better correct that before I bust you upside the head.
I'll correct it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll correct it. Going along with her, met her, and I asked her a couple of questions, and I see that we had, like-minded goals. So fast forward, we are where we are today. And that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, that's the end of this video. You guys can go on.
Well, that was a total waste of my time. Unsubscribe.
Okay, I understand. You guys want to know exactly what we did, right? Well, let's go into it. Now, one of the first steps that me and my wife had to focus on was alignment. We found exactly what we want, we knew what our goals were, and we understood how we want to live. So we came in alignment and we came to agreement and said, hey, listen, this is exactly how we want our life to be. So once we knew exactly what each other wants, how we want to live, and exactly what goals we want to achieve, we came in alignment and said, all right, hey, we know what we want. Now we can work towards it. Now, number 2 is actually having an understanding. We came together and understood exactly what we needed to do. She knew what she had to do and I knew what I had to do. And at the end of all that, we knew exactly how much money we were supposed to spend and how much money we were supposed to save.
Well, hey there, young fella. Not every couple can do that there you suggest right there.
Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of couples get mixed up in that part because most of them don't have an understanding and some of them don't have an alignment together, where one person wants to do this with their life and the next person wants to do that with their life, and they don't have a common ground in the middle where they can work towards together and actually become something powerful. My mentor always told me that 1 + 1, yes, does indeed equals 2, but 1 - 1 always equals 0 as well. So if you guys working on something together, then you can expect more from it. But if you guys are going your separate ways, then there's nothing really getting accomplished done together. So once me and my wife got an alignment and once we got an understanding of what we want to do and how we want to accomplish it, the third step that was very crucial to everything that we're planning to put together, was having a self-business. Meaning that's something that we can be able to create the income for ourselves versus rely on the traditional methods of employment. We needed to be able to control the money that we make and not be able to rely on a boss for paying our paychecks or signing our paychecks and say, hey, you know what? There's a pandemic going on, so you can't work, so you're fired.
That happened to me too.
So early in the relationship, we figured out my wife had a talent. We built a business around that talent, and we went to work on that. As she was building that from the ground up, we was building that from the ground up, I decided, all right, for now, I have to delay gratification. I'm gonna have to find a better job, which I did. I left the shuttle service, and I went to the trucking business, and I created an income, but at the same time, I also worked on my own talent that I can also turn around and make money off of as well. Throughout all the times where I was working, we was working on the side business, and that business eventually grew to replace both of our income. But at the same time, this goes into the fourth thing that we actually had to focus on, which is budget. At the same time, we wanted to be able to have my income, which I made from the job, pay for our bills. So when we focus on budget, the main thing we wanted to do when it came to budget is make sure that we have a lot more money at the end of the month after all the bills is paid for. So that's the main reason where I took my income and I made sure our bills did not surpass the income that I make, that we can live off just the income I make and everything that we're working on the side, whether it be through the business I'm working on or through the business my wife working on or whatever we're working on together. None of that money that we was making outside of my job's income actually went to paying bills, and instead the money went to our savings. Now, after me and my wife, we had an alignment, we had an understanding, we created our self-business or self-employed, you may want to call it, and then after we created a budget, what was the last thing we had to work on? And that was actually investment. We understood that we couldn't save our way to $1 million. We couldn't save our way to success. What we had to do was we had to figure out a way to make our money work for us, because the money that we actually saved was getting eaten up by inflation. So we learned that very early. Like, I can have $100 saved up, and by tomorrow or by next year, that money, that $100 that I saved, would actually be worth maybe $98 as far as purchasing power next year. So we didn't want that. We wanted to be able to dwarf the money that we was making like that. So we decided to start investing. Now, remember earlier on in the video when I told you, hey, I was working on some of my skills to make extra money? Now, when I said I was working on some of the skills, I was learning. I was in the hunt. I was learning everything I needed to know about investing. All right. Outside of that, I was learning about stuff to make YouTube videos, how to make YouTube videos, how to have a personality, how to present myself on a video. But one of the main things I was actually doing was I was learning. I was in the grind. I was learning about the stock market. I was learning about real estate. I was learning about how do I actually make my money work for me through investments. And along the lines, I learned about the 7 streams of income that I decided to capitalize on, and we decided to take advantage of those streams of income. Some of the income stream that we happen to tap into today is earned income, dividends, capital gains, interest. And of course, we're getting ready for rental income. In the future, we do want to grow our streams of income as well. But the steps that me and my wife took to actually build financial independence was us coming together and being aligned together, understanding each other and knowing exactly what we want to accomplish in life, and understanding that we need to be able to control the money that we make by being self-employed, also budgeting, and through investments. And like I said, it does take time. It's not something that's just gonna happen like that. For the past 4 years, that's exactly what we've been working on, to the point when the pandemic came and I lost my job. You guys, I don't even want to get into that. When I did lose my job, the income that we made outside the job surpassed the amount of money that I was making when I was at work. To the point where if I did go back to work, we'll be losing money.
Bragging. Bragging.
So that's pretty much all I have for this video. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to comment them down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Guys, thank you so much for watching and have a beautiful day.
Well, that's good information and all, Eli. But what about the people, the single folks? I mean, the one that can't afford a date. It's not for me, of course I get mines. But what about other people who stay single and, definitely not me. I mean, definitely not me. I'm not single,
My heart is so lonely.
Yeah. Well, I done my research and I highly doubt. Hold up. Wait. Eli, it makes so much sense, but what about... Oh, hey there, young fella.
Oh man, I killed myself. Now, for my single folks out there, it makes a lot of sense. I understand. Yes, it was you and your wife. What if you don't have a spouse? I understand. That makes sense. The only thing I would say is it'll be a lot more difficult. But at the same time, maybe easy because you don't have all the expense of having a family and all that extra stuff. But to be honest with you, it's morally just discipline. Just stay disciplined and figure it out. Have a figure it out mentality. And that's all I can say about that.